Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the main thing that's been on everyone's mind the last 2 days: the prices.
Yeah.
Steam package. So they did change it up today, uh, or they changed it up yesterday. But the initial prices. Hang on. Let's see if we can pull them up right fast. The initial prices, unless they took them down. That's pretty upsetting. Okay, well, they clearly took them down. Let's go to Twitter.
Yep, Twitter has all the answers.
Tweeter. Yo, Twitter is both the worst and best place on the internet.
You know what? They even took them down on Twitter, so we're just gonna have to talk about it. Okay, cool beans.
Wait, Steve, I sent you a screenshot of it.
Oh, yes, you did. Here, Greg, I might be
You
able
said,
to.
Greg, they took it down?
Yeah, they took down the
You,
original.
Oh,
you
the
send me
original.
that.
I never sent Steven the original.
Oh, they only sent the new. Okay, that's fine. Well, let's talk about it. That's fine. So the original pricing was that you had $20, 19.99. You got 5 heroes, and that's it. You got 5 heroes. You got 5 heroes, and there's 2 on rotation at all times, so technically you had 7. So you couldn't be outpicked because you can't be outpicked. That's crazy. There's only 14 heroes in the game going into early access, so you are getting 50% of the heroes, even though 7 in total is not a lot, but 50% is pretty fantastic. Uh, so with getting, what am I missing? Yeah, so it's $20. You get 5 heroes, and every hero is grindable with an in-game currency they call matter, and then they have their premium currency, which costs money, which is coins, and you can buy every hero. And they're expecting all the marketplace heroes, quote unquote, the heroes that are already made in Paragon, uh, through assets. They're expecting them to be about $5 a pop. So, what do you guys think about the original $20, $5 a hero to play the game, or $20 you get 5 heroes?
I mean, again, it's I think for somebody who's just wants to casually play, it's definitely the best option. Uh,
Yeah.
I think again, just for an early access heroes, you get access to is kind of redundant in the sense that you have the ability to play the game early and sort of have an opinion on where it goes. So
Yeah.
that right there is kind of beneficial to me. I see that being worth the $20. I mean, there's other games where it's definitely that's sort of on par with other prices, but I can see where people who they don't really have anything to really base the game off of, they might be a little confused as to why it's so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, for example, for me, as someone who's on the other side, I don't want to pay $20 for an unfinished game. I spent $200 on an unfinished game that got completely shut down. So it's like, I don't know. And I know that they have nothing to do with Epic, but it was just like, I don't know.
They're still directly connected, whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
They are. Uh, and that much I would agree to. They are directly connected. But they are moving away from that. They are trying to get away, but they will not fully get away until they are done with the marketplace heroes. And if they're only
Yeah.
releasing 6 for the end of the year, and then we say another 12 for the rest of the year, if that puts us at 18, and even then, we're still missing a few because there's 39 in total, including
Crunch gonna
bonus.
be the last one they release.
Honestly, the last one's gonna be Morgash. And
It's not gonna be that
even
Ular character.
even yes, they're gonna put Ular in the game.
You sure
Allegedly.
Yeah,
about that?
no, they might. I think for shits and gigs, might put in like a skin, like a tier 1 skin of it. But
It's just
yeah,
like a paint. It's not
but
even
like
like added.
I don't even understand the Ular joke. It's like,
It's going to be a crunch skin.
yeah, no one understands why Ular is funny, except unless you're like a tester, which we're not. So there's that. So to keep it on track, what I think and what I saw. So I don't know if you guys were there in the stream. So when they announced this, I must say Sylphin is pretty good. Sylphin, just the way he talks, is just uh, he sounds like ASMR sometimes, to say the least. And so there's like, I felt like I was just like, yeah, okay, this is good, yeah, yeah. And then they showed the founders pack, which was $60 for 14 heroes. So if you're doing $5 a pop, it works out to $56. So you're already. So okay, I'm gonna do the math though, because I actually did it. Actually, on this note, I'm gonna pull out my notebook. Now I do want to mention that all these prices did change, and they resolved the issue extremely fast. Uh, but there clearly was an issue. And yeah, so I did out the math. So if you do $20, so if you do 20 divided by 5, because in the Fault pack you get 5 heroes, $20. It's $4 a hero, and in that hero is included server pricing, uh, more money to create new heroes and all that stuff. It's all bundled up in the cost of a hero. So $4, right? So if you
Yep.
do that, so they were going to charge $60 for 14 heroes, which actually works out to $4.30. It actually works out to 4.285. We're just going to say $4.30, or $56 for 14 heroes plus another $4 tacked on for whatever reason. So when you look at it that way, the numbers immediately don't make sense. And like you could make the argument, well, you're getting 1,500 coins, which is about approximately $15 worth, and you got a Fault pack. In my opinion, 50% of the people don't give a shit about the Fault pack. And
Yeah.
the thing with premium currency is no one fully. I don't know what it is, and it's just a common thing. People never understand how good premium currency is until they actually use it. Because like no one understands what premium currency is going to get them. Like you can say, yeah, well, they're going to get you skins and heroes, but how many, right? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, when you have nothing to base it off of right now, the game's
exactly.
not finished. 3,000 could be the equivalent of half a hero.
Yeah.
And there's no confirmation what exactly one or like 100 of those coins are actually going to cost. Is
Yeah.
there? Like, did they say
They
how
said
much the
that like
coins
a
will
hundred
cost?
coins would be $1, so 1,500 coins is $15. They did say that that's what it's gonna work out to, but it's still I don't know. It's just like
Yeah, what does
until
that give you?
what
The
does that
biggest
give you?
question.
Like how much is a hero gonna cost? They say it's
Yeah,
minimum $5, but is a hero gonna actually be $8? You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because the average league pricing for a hero is anywhere from $8 to $20 or something. Um,
Yeah.
but they're also a AAA game, so it's a bit different. And then some people just simply argued, you're not a AAA title, you're using assets that were released. Why are you charging so much money? And now people don't understand and never will understand how much like the assets were shit. Like you still needed to program your own code and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like they didn't give out
yeah.
very much. And Epic also gets a premium off all the assets.
Hell
A
yeah.
royalty. A royalty. They also get a royalty. So you have that there. Um, and so because of that, like you still have to create your own game. But like the thing is though, is even though that is the case, the general public do not give a damn how long or how difficult it is to create a character. They just want a full release game as quick, and they want to play the game as quick as possible.
Yep.
And in their eyes, that's a good argument to argue that the price is too expensive for what it's giving. Simple as that. And some people just simply don't want to pay $60 for 14 heroes. Like it's just as simple
Yeah.
as that.
Because
Like
realistically, are you even going to play all 14 and have and like and when I say that, like obviously like you might play the characters every now and then, but it's like are you locking in 14 different characters consistently? You know what I mean? Like I don't know about y'all, but I don't play mid ever. I don't know about y'all, but like I'm not really a support player.
yeah,
So, I'm only jungling ADC with a little dash of like off lane. So like even then, I'm getting characters, and also too like my mains from Paragon aren't even fucking added. So it's like I'm gonna be bitter playing this game.
but
But I
But
mean
yeah,
people
that's
are
sort of where I'm
that
at. It's like paying for a game that doesn't have heroes you already wanted.
yeah.
You
it
know?
makes me want to wait, which is just like my initial response. But like all honestly, like it's one of those things that like when the time comes around, I'll probably get it, but I'm gonna have a little grimace on my face. And my arm's gonna be folded. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um,
Be like, where the fuck's
yeah.
Seraph,
And
bro?
this is what I consider like the first ugly moment that I've seen a part of the fault development is this. Now there's always going to be backlash the second you stick on a price, and people are always going to find a reason why it's too expensive or doesn't give enough. And that's just how people are. People don't want to pay money no matter how much they
Yeah.
want to say it. And the last thing I wanted to say too on that that I was thinking about is like imagine if you're 14 years old and you had to ask your mom for 20 bucks. Like people don't want to do that, and they're going to say, "Well, I want to." Well, you can always wait for full release. Full release, realistically, is it going to be until like February of 2021? People are trying to play Fault now, not next
Yeah,
year when they're
yeah.
15 and in high school, or they're still under the lockdown because the coronavirus is only worse, and people have less money in their pockets.
Full release of a Paragon-esque game, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, and they do say it's going to be free, which is kind of fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like if you think about it, contemporaries like Smite,
Yeah,
it's got to be free.
it's got to be. Yeah. Yeah. And it will get free, and I think that's like the goal. And we should also like forget that like has every MOBA had like an early access version that cost money. Like this is like a system that's like clearly adopted, and it's very important to the success of the full release that this early access goes strong and that they ask for
Mm-hmm.
money like it's a real game, but it's usually at a discounted price because it's technically free once full
Mm-hmm.
release comes out. So that's what they're doing. So I don't know if you guys saw the Discord chat after they released these announcements, but I'm telling you, it went crazy. And and there's some people that said like, look, it was the and when you look at the analytics, people are it was 2 to 1. There's two people that were happy with the price compared to one that was unhappy. So basically, what they're saying is 1/3 of their pot, 1/3 of the Discord chat was pissed. Is another way I look at it. 1/3 of your gamers. That's a fuck ton of gamers. You know what I mean?
Oh, a bunch of broke boys, anyways.
A bunch of broke bitches.
You know what I mean? Like that. That's a lot of people. Um.
Broke or salty, like me.
Yeah.
But I
So.
think a lot of people were also like, it was going to be sat down to talk about the whole thing. A lot of people just assumed going forward it would just be free. Like I think a lot of people never thought there would be a price attached to the game.
Mhm.
Because again, a lot of these people only joined in and started playing the game at the tail end of Paragon.
Mhm.
So all they've ever known about the game was it being free.
I
So
got
they're
to
trying
find
to
the
figure out,
track
hey, why do I
Paragon.
have to go back, play the game that I used to play, but now I have to spend money on it? It's not finished, but they don't realize, again, like Steven said, like there was early access for Paragon. Like this is how Paragon started too. This is how you start a game with this. You need some amount of income. It doesn't just exist.
Yeah. The,
So
the question is just what you're getting for what you're buying. That's
yeah,
the biggest
Yeah.
thing that we're discussing, I guess.
And I asked them. I had an opportunity to talk with a lot of the developers and testers yesterday for a few hours, which was pretty fantastic. So I asked them a few questions. And some of them were pretty reluctant with their answers, and kind of gave that answer like the okay. My least favorite answer to anything is when I ask a question and they say I'll get back to you on that in their own way. It might not be exact those words, but they'll say it in their own way. Or in this case, they'll say, uh, "That's not
Shut the
even in
fuck up.
that's not even in testing yet, so I can't tell you nothing." And like I understand you can't leak like if there's going to be elder raptors, but but like that's understandable. But like there is other stuff that I think, and that's kind of like maybe that's just me, but I know when I worked with any like if I'm working and my manager would say to me, "Hey, I'll get back to you on that," and then they never do, it used to trigger me. You know what I mean? Or because they
yeah,
clearly don't have an answer, or they know the answer they need to give is something I don't
yeah.
like.
It's nice to have transparency, especially when you're asking the public fund.
Yeah. But I must say, for not for the most part, Strange Matters are quite fantastic with their transparency. But there is a little bit of that wishy washy, But that I think that comes with any company and business. But
Yeah.
if I was to give a business example of that, is the CEO of Costco. There's actually, I remember reading an article for class about it, about how he sat down with all the Costco owners or Costco store managers uh, in this huge convention they held, and this is what they he sat down and he told them, no, this is not happening, and this is why. And they actually applauded him afterwards, because even though he gave a lot of answers they didn't want to hear, they were very happy that at least he gave them the answer.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And it's little stuff like that. We're just a consumer, so I just want to know everything, to be honest.
Yeah, well, we work hard for our money, so if we're going to spend it on a pipe dream, I want to know that it's not just, again, going to end up like Paragon.
Yeah, it's not gonna just gonna or end up like Battleborn, just end up in Gearbox's pockets to make
Yeah,
Borderlands
yeah, yeah.
3.
Yeah, just funding something so they can do something
Yeah,
better with their time.
yeah. But like I really, really, really believe in Strange Matter. Like I really, this is like my all-in MOBA third-person MOBA game now. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
I'm just I really, really, really need this to work out, and I'm willing to support them in any way possible. I really am. Um, But anywho, so we're gonna talk about now like what they changed. So in the chat went crazy, and everyone from some of the founders to the marketing manager to the community manager to the admin to Balix, who is a high position, whatever his position is in the company, to the mods to the testers, everyone was in the chat about, because there were some people that just were not giving up about why they disagree with this price,
Yeah.
and then it was clearly shown afterwards, not really with words, but with actions, that internally they were having some disagreements about the price also, and that showed. And I could not believe how fast they fixed the problem. Like I was very very impressed about that. Um, and now no one
You
seems
don't
to have
think
an
they
issue.
had like a backup plan? Like they thought maybe people wouldn't like the prices, and they just had like a backup like JPEG of like a different price
They
setting.
actually probably did have a backup, I would say. That actually makes
Well,
sense.
especially when it's one of the first few things that you're actually going public with. It's like, how do you decide
Yeah,
what to use and what not to
especially
use?
especially if there was conflict inside.
yeah,
I mean, of course, like they know how much money they need to make off this. They know how much what is like a beneficial amount of money to make. You know what I mean? And so, like, I'm sure that a business is going to want to make money, so they might like jack it up a little bit and be like,
I
oh
guess
fuck
that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
other thing everyone has to be aware of. Like, this is a business that is trying to make money. Like,
yeah.
nobody's into any of this to just like give it away.
Yeah. These people want to make a job out of this. You know what I mean? Imagine if
Yeah.
they could do this for a living, how much better the game would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah.
that's like a really big other point. It's just this game would be huge if these people could truly just make have a paycheck that sustains their uh, quality of life. You know what I mean? And hopefully boosts it as well. But it was kind of um, so basically, what they did is they made the $30 pack. They made a middle tier package that gives you all 14 heroes for $30 plus 1,000 coins. So technically $40.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know where it started, but there was like a clear common rumor that everyone's expectation was that you're going to get all 14 heroes for $30. Um, and when I asked some of them about it, they're like, "We didn't hear about that." And I think that's, to be honest, I think that's kind of BS, because like it was in the chat like every day. Um, but like but it would be said that that price is unconfirmed though. What
Yeah.
people seem, but the second you people don't really care about the unconfirmed part. They just see the dollar sign. You know what I mean? Okay, I got $30 in my pocket. That's good. I got this
Yep.
for all 14. So people were a bit stunned, I think, when they didn't have that, but they solved that very fast. Um, One thing I would like to talk about as well is So my experience now, I am pretty young still, but my degree, my experience in work, all has to do with marketing for the most part. Like that's or like distribution or coordination or whatever you want, sales, whatever you want to call it, right? They're all hands in the same pot. And so if I was Strange Matter, what I would have done is I like I really do think their $20 one for 5 heroes and 7 rotation, and you could grind them was really good. Yeah, but it all depends on how grindable the heroes were. Like if it was realistic to grind them, because like Smite's pretty
Yep.
unrealistic, apparently. Um, yeah, and for the $60 one, what I would have done is what I consider a good bang for your buck would be okay. So each hero is $14 or $4, right? So it works out to $56. So we're gonna make the price $50. So you're saving a bit of money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wait,
Um,
doesn't that $60 also come with the that first season pass, the season zero pass?
the Masters Pack does now too. That's a new thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that on their
Yeah, I
initial
think that
announcement.
was the biggest thing that they had to make. Did add that
Yes.
charge that much for it? Is that okay? Yeah, I need access to this, but I don't want to have to spend all that money and then get into the game and spend more money.
Well,
Like if
basically,
I'm going to
what they
buy
were
your top
asking
tier of anything, I want everything.
Yeah, basically they're asking for $80. In fact, they're actually asking for more than that in the initial announcement because you would get 3 heroes at 50% off. So
Yeah.
it's actually probably more like $90, let's say. Uh, that's fine. They fixed it. I think they kind of gave away the whole ship now, to be honest. The whole ship, the stars, and the moon, which I don't think is
I,
exactly the
in
best
my
idea.
personal opinion, not that it's worth too much, but I would have rather there be, let's say, like a lower upfront cost to the game, but then again, just like the money that they're obviously trying to make back for development and whatnot, put that in microtransactions, like give somebody a reason to spend that money, not like roll the dice on something that you haven't even played yet
Hmm.
that's in early access. Like
Yeah.
if I had the option to, let's say, spend half the money, but then they end up getting it from me anyways because I have the option for like a loot box type thing, just like being able to randomly generate skins and other type of like emotes and whatever. I way prefer that just because I mean people like spending money and just having chance. Like that's the only reason why all these games have the different mechanics where they have like loot boxes or something like that in it. It's because again,
Hmm.
just by our nature, we want a payoff to spending the money.
Hmm.
So especially when like all you're really giving away is grindable things, like, and we don't even know realistically how long you would have to grind for a character. So just because you're giving me all these extra characters, but if I only sat down for like 5 6 days, grind out and have enough to have those 14, then I would have saved myself a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
Like, where's the incentive to spend it all up front?
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to kind of move off this topic because I think it does get a bit touchy if we get too into it, and I don't want to get into touchy realm. Uh, and I think Strange Matter did an excellent job of solving the situation very fast. And they also
Oh,
had
100%.
the Q&A, which they did. So some people popping in and out and answering questions about early access. The last thing I want to